Hi, welcome back. It's a cold grey day in February. I'm in my garden and I need colour in my life, as I'm sure you do. I've got quite a small garden with just one border, so I want to maximise the amount of colour and beauty I have in my life. So why not use the walls? I went to the garden centre recently and there was a wall of primulas and it just looks so beautiful, and it inspired me to add some more planters to my walls to just give me lots of beauty this spring. So I'm going to add some early spring colour to these planters. So I bought a couple more of these wall-mounted baskets. They're really cheap, they're only a tenner, and they're nice and deep, which is good because they won't dry out too quickly, because they will need watering quite often. They're quite easy to put on the wall, even I can do it. All you need is a drill, rule plugs and some decent sized hooks. So they're easy to put on the wall, so use your space. And if you haven't got a garden, you can just add colour to your walls and it will really cheer you up, particularly in this weather when it's cold and grey. You coming up? You coming up, honey? Come on. Come on, good girlie, good girlie. Now to the plants. You'll find lots of primulas in your local garden centre. I know I've talked about primulas quite a lot and used them a lot in my videos, but they are one of the main plants at the moment, one of the main early spring flowering plants, and they flower for a long time. They'll flower through the spring. I've got this primula, which is a primrose type of primula, so it's a Primula vulgaris. These are the rosebud variety. I think they're really pretty. I think they're a bit more delicate than some of the primulas you find in the garden centre. And I love this ruffled frilly edge. And I've got them in different shades, quite feminine, a lot of pink, bit of purple, bit of white. And then I'm going to use trailing ivy, and I'm going to use Narcissus tete-a-tete, which I really like. It's one of my favourite daffodils. It's a miniature daffodil, it's early flowering, and I love it. And I particularly love it in containers. Grow it on your windowsill if you want to, if you haven't got a garden. It's also nice to have it on your windowsill because it'll give lots of colour at this time of year. And then I've got a little conifer, which is going to go in. So those are the plants, and I'm going to plant up a basket. So the next thing is to fill your wall-mounted planter with compost. Just use multi-purpose compost, a good quality one. I like using Rocket Grow. It's a nice, good quality organic peat-free compost. Lovely, look, lovely and dark. So I'm just going to fill the basket about halfway. I want to cover the bulbs of the narcissi. It's good to cover them and it looks better. So I'm going to start with that. Now the narcissi are going to go into the centre of the basket. Just give them a squeeze. They're really great, these ready growing bulbs. They just give instant impact. Look at the roots on that. So I'm going to put that into the basket. Put two of them in. They're the sort of, give a bit of height. They're sort of focal point. I'm going to put them in like that. And then I'm going to fill the basket with primulas. So I'm going to add a bit of more multi-purpose compost. I'm going to put a trailing ivy in the front to cover the front of the basket. Got these big trailing ivies. You don't need ones as big as this. This is all I could get. I'm going to take away a bit of soil from the ivy so it fits in. It's quite a big ivy. Put it into the basket. It's nice because it's a nice established ivy, so it'll give instant impact. And then the primulas. Got to decide which ones I want, because I want all of them in here. I'm not going to get all of them in here. So I'm going to go for pink, girly pink. I think they look really pretty. One in there and one in there. So I'm going to plant those up to at least two of my baskets and just pick them over slightly. They can be susceptible to grey mould, as I've mentioned before, so just pick them over, just take off the tatty leaf. I'm just going to take off a bit of the soil so that fits into the basket, and pop it in. And then I'll add some more compost. I think that'll look really pretty. Cheer me up. We need cheering up in February. It's grey and it's rather cold. Pop this one in. There we go. So cover the bulbs with compost. Bed in the primulas. And then I'm going to water it. Keep an eye on the watering. I mean, when it's cold, don't have to water that much because plants aren't taking up a lot of water, but just keep an eye because they don't want to dry out, because primulus, they like to be moist. Not too wet, but they do like to be moist, not dry. So, there we go. Hang that on the wall. So now I'm going to plant up the other 3 wall-mounted planters off camera, so you're not going to see it, but I'll show you them when they're planted and the transformation on my wall. That's the baskets all planted up. I've got 2 either side of my French windows. And consider the viewing angle when you're positioning them, because most of the time at this time of year when it's rather cold in the garden, you're going to be looking at them from the inside. So these are going to look really pretty from inside of my flat. I'm going to really enjoy them. They're going to give me a lot of pleasure. I hope this video inspires you to spring up your walls. Thank you for joining me. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.